Hey everyone, welcome to the BS Fandom Fun Times podcast. My name is Belle, I am the B.
And I'm Sophia, the S.
Today we're going to be talking about Miraculous, Ladybug, and Cat Noir rumors and theories, so just so you know, we will be spoiling things for anyone not caught up. So there you go, there's your spoiler alert.
Also, check out Miraculous Ladybug on YouTube. There's episodes posted there, or on Netflix if you're more of a Netflix person. It's a fantastic show. 10 out of 10, highly recommend.
It is my favorite fandom that we will be discussing, at least for now. We will see. I might get into another one. That is my habit. All right, so let's start things off with Style Queen, which is going to be the big one. Woo!
Those of you who don't know about it, this is how Chloe Bourgeois, our little spoiled brat of the local high school in the show, gets her Miraculous.
So, yay, if we get Chloe over, anybody else. We've already given one to Alia. We know for a fact that Nino is going to get one. Mm-hmm. But now we know that Chloe is going to get one.
But Chloe out of all characters.
I know, out of all of them. But, I mean, she could be nice. She can be nice. We saw it in Despair Bear, and we saw it when she was nice to Miss Bustier on her birthday.
Trying to get that gift for her.
Yeah, and she ended up being okay, decently nice, whatever. The point is, she's a brat. That's honestly the point. And the fact that she's getting one is going to be very interesting. I am a little confused, though. I will say, in their choice of deciding to pick Chloe out of everybody to give the next Miraculous to. I do not understand that.
Being able to be given a Kwami in general is a very big deal. They do not like to release any Kwamis, which, now that we're having another one get released, after considering what was said when Alia was given hers, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, what she does to even get it in the first place.
Right. And we know that her mom is the one that's going to be akumatized, and Adrian... Oh, my dear sweet Adrian is not going to be in the picture because, as we see from the spoiler trailer, he's the first victim of the akumatized person. He is immediately out of commission at the very beginning. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, my gosh. My heart is breaking just thinking about it.
And we see that when they fight the villains, it's usually you just need two. Normally.
Right.
There have been very rare situations, well, I've only seen two episodes where they even needed a third.
And that second one, we only saw Rena Rouge with Ladybug and Cat Noir for, the very beginning of the episode.
Yes.
And then we didn't see them again. But that's beside the point, honestly. It'll be interesting, honestly, just to see how it's going to go. But here's my question. While watching the trailer, I noticed something. Chloe supposedly opens her Miraculous in her room. However, we see Ladybug giving the Miraculous to someone, I'm going to specify someone, on the roof of the Eiffel Tower. So, what? And we know that Chloe's up there. As far as we know, Chloe, her mom, and Adrian, and Ladybug herself are the only ones up there. Maybe Mayor Bourgeois is up there too, Andre. But obviously she's not going to give it to him. That would be weird. I think
the only reason that Chloe would be able, my opinion, the only reason that Chloe would be able to even open the Kwami, to get the Kwami in her room, would be if if Ladybug...
Katie, Ladybug, same difference.
Same difference. If Ladybug does her little yo-yo thing and, swoops her from the Eiffel Tower back to her mansion. So...
Well, there's... And honestly, there's some rumors going around, which I don't believe them, that either Chloe has stolen it from somebody that Ladybug was trying to give it to, or B, that Ladybug was trying to give it to somebody and they didn't want it and they left it there and Chloe picked it up. I don't believe that's what's going to happen because I feel like that's too chancy. I do believe that it's going to be by her choice that Ladybug gives the Kwame and the Miraculous to Chloe.
If you notice something about the Kwames, in comparison to their people, they seem to be the opposite of how they are. Like, we see Marinette, she's a very clumsy, she panics a lot.
Yeah.
But Tiki is very calm, collected, and graceful.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Adrian, who's more of like, he's a down-to-earth guy. And
he's very submissive to his father. He likes to follow the rules, and he wants nothing but friends. But yeah, Plague, not that at all.
Could care less about that at all. So, if the Kwame is meant for Chloe, then we should be looking for a personality within the Kwame of where it's very kind, very much wanting to help people, absolutely selfless in every way. Because we have Chloe, who is very self-centered.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she's honestly, and I want to go back to Alia as well when she gets Trix.
Right.
And what's interesting is that Alia's whole thing is that she's a trustworthy friend, and you don't usually think of foxes as a trustworthy thing. So I just thought that was an interesting thing, that out of all of the ones, when he says pick somebody you can trust, she goes for the fox. I just thought that was an interesting little deal there. I was like,
and we see Alia get tempted to keep her Miraculous because Trix is like, hey, you can keep me. You've already said that you're a trustworthy person. It's like, I know that you can keep this secret. She's like, no, I need to respect.
Yeah, and she
Ladybug's
really
wishes.
wanted to, but as soon as Trix said that, I don't know if it was Trix's way of being like, hey, I know how you are. I've given you power. Give it back, or if she was honestly, that's the way that the fox is. There's no way for me to know, obviously, because we've barely seen Trix, which gets me excited for one of our other episodes we'll be discussing today.
Maybe. Okay, I just thought of this just now. What if Chloe getting the Kwame is gonna mark a day in her life where she starts to become more selfless? Because if we're talking about the theory that the Kwames have opposite personalities to their people, perhaps this Kwame could be, like, reminding her of being selfless, like what we saw with Chloe's butler when she decided to throw that party for her classmates.
Right. And honestly, I think that could be a thing that happens, because we know that Chloe has the ability to be nice. She doesn't like it.
She chooses not to.
And she doesn't understand why she needs to. So it's an ability. And honestly, with the way that Adrian's more and more breaking the rules, like he goes and he constantly is trying to ditch his bodyguard to go see a movie or see his friends and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And we see Marinette becoming more and more able to land on her own 2 feet, I'll say. Like, I mean, think about it. In the Origins episode, she makes a mess just trying to make some, I'm assuming it was trying to make chocolate milk in a bowl. I'm not really sure if that's a French thing or not. I watched it the first time. We're from America, so I watched it the first time, and I was like, what is she making? Like, I was so confused. I was like, that's not cereal. But then later I heard that it was supposed to be chocolate milk, so I was like, I guess she's making.
I've been to Paris. I haven't seen anything like that, but then again, it was only for roughly 2 days. I didn't have enough time to really take notes off of what the French eat.
Like, the most of my French is baguettes and any other Beauty and the Beast thing that you can think of.
Mon ami, je m'appelle Lafayette.
Yeah, you could get the Hamilton in there. Anyway, but yeah, so we saw her being real clumsy, making a mess just by trying to make food, tripping down the stairs, and we still see that, but for the most part, the only time she's really that clumsy is on occasion, and when there's Adrian around is when she's specifically really going nuts and can't speak right and stuff. But I mean, she did drop Alia's phone in the trash, and she did, delete the video from Alia's phone when she filmed Ladybug. Yes. So she's still clumsy, but she's not as clumsy as she used to be.
Yeah, you see that growth with her.
Okay, let's talk about the next one. the one coming up next on the 10th. I'm so pumped. Anensai. Okay, so here's what we know about Anensai. All right, we know that it's about Alia's sister, because Alia's older sister, that is. Now we know she's got way too many siblings. She's not the oldest, but she has an older sister, and that older sister is the one that's going to get akumatized into a spider-like Anensai, spider-like something. Now, here's the thing. I saw a concept art. I didn't show you this, Sophia, but I saw a concept art that had, or maybe I did, that had
I don't believe
Alia. It had Alia and Nino, and it had the back of her older sister as Anensai, and you can tell, and I believe what it is, I'm trying to remember right, is that either she wants to take her out of Paris. Yeah, I believe that's what it is. I think she just doesn't want her to be in there anymore. She thinks it's dangerous or something like that. I don't really remember, so forgive me. I should have written it down. But, yeah, so that's going to be interesting. But my question is this where Nino gets his Miraculous? Because we're only a few more episodes off from the big ending of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that by the end of 2, we will have those 3 new heroes. We've already got Alia. We're about to get Chloe. We know when she's getting hers, but when is Nino getting his? So my question is this when he's getting his?
And who is Nino's Kwame? Another big question.
No, I know who Nino's Kwame is. It's going to be Waz.
Right. But I mean, as far as like what we brought up with opposite personalities.
Good point. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Waz and Nino act with each other. Or, I mean, because as far as I know, Waz is the only turtle type Kwame there is. So I'm assuming it's Waz. If it's not, then I'm going to be really weirded out because I didn't know there was more than one turtle. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be him. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting because I want to see if that's where he gets his Kwame. How does he get that specific Kwame too? Because Waz already has his holder. You know, you got Master Fu. So is Master Fu just going to hand over the Kwame willy-nilly, or is there going to be like a specific reason he has to hand Waze over? Like, are they out and about, nowhere near the Miraculous box, and he goes, hey, grab this, bye, see ya. You know, it is Master Fu way, like trips and falls or something. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see how he gets his, for sure. I am so ready for Anensai. That's coming out on Monday. Yay! Okay. Sandboy. Let's talk about Sandboy.
Yes,
I am
Sandboy.
Oh my gosh. If you've seen, okay, so they had a panel, right?
Yes, obviously. There was a Ladybug panel that was released out on YouTube, and they brought in a conversation where you see Tiki and Plag
talking to each other, and he calls her Sugar Cube. It's the cutest thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, so now happy.
So we have Adrian calling Ladybug. I'm gonna cross between the names because to me they're almost the same person.
They are the same person.
Yeah. So we've got Chat calling his Milady. Bugaboo. And now we've got Plag calling Tiki Sugar Cube.
Oh, I can't wait at all.
But it's adorable, and I love it.
Oh my gosh, I just absolutely love it, and I honestly fangirled so much when I heard them reading it on that panel.
You would not stop pushing me to watch that panel.
Oh, it was so good. They did so good. But here's the thing, too. That one is going to be a giant episode, and I believe it comes out on the 24th, which is going to be really exciting, because that's a big one, because it's Nuru's birthday.
Which you don't... Those of you who don't know, that is the villain.
Hawkmoth.
That is his Kwame.
So we're trying to get Nuru back. You know, that's the whole point of the show right now, is that we're trying to get Nuru back and stop Hawkmoth from making any more villains. But it's his birthday, and so they're going to all the Kwames. Guys, all the Kwames, they're all gonna be there in the Miraculous box. It's a Kwame-filled episode, and I am so excited. And they're going to send a message to Nuru to tell him that they're still looking for him and that to not give up because they still want to save him, which I think is just so cute, and I absolutely love it. I'm so freaking excited for it.
They better throw him a nice birthday party thing, too. I mean, saving him is one thing. Yes, saving him, very, very important.
Sophia.
But, like, a birthday would be nice, too. I mean, consider how many birthdays Nuru has possibly gone on, where Hawkmoth is like, nah, screw that.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is that he's like 30, we know it's 35,100,000, whatever, something, so we know he's like in his 30s or whatever, but
still.
Yeah, it's gonna, oh man, I'm so excited for it. But yeah, it's funny, I'm like over here like, oh, all the Kwamis are going to get together and they're going to send him a heartfelt message. You're like, no, birthday party, I want cake.
Well, I'm speaking on Tiki's behalf.
Oh, yeah, no, are you sure you're not Plague's? Plague's the one who would be eating the cake there.
Only if the cake was camembert cheesecake.
It was cheesecake? Oh my gosh.
I mean, think about, okay, so Siren, we see that they start making more treats so they can do like little superhero upgrades. That's just what I'm going to call them. There's probably a technical term for it. I can't remember. But anyway. Like
power up!
Yes, power ups. We'll call them power ups. But we see that Marinette makes macarons or macaroons. If anyone who's French is listening to this, please correct me. I want to be able to say it right and not offend anyone. Macarons, macaroons. One of the two. Okay, we'll go with that.
You have to do the laugh too. No.
Macarons. No, you gotta do it. You gotta do it French, like.
I can't do that. Nope.
Anyways, so yeah, she's given her little power ups through macarons. So of course Tiki's gonna want some cake,
right?
I mean, sugar cube.
No, yeah, no, Plague gets cakes. You remember, Plague gets cakes. And it looks like cakes anyway. I'm assuming they're cakes and they're not cheese.
I'm going to assume it's cheese.
It's in a cheese wheel, but they look like cakes, so I'm going to assume it's cake.
I'm going to assume it's cheese.
But
we'll see who's right. Is it cakes or cheeses?
Well, here's my question, too. Did Marinette make them? Because Marinette's the one that came up with the idea for the macaroons to make them so it's more able to be, inconspicuous, and you're not like, here, this random vial, drink it. Why do I carry random vials around? It's not important. Please don't drop them. It's not that.
Please don't drop them or touch them in any way, shape, or form.
Just ignore them, please. No, she came up with the idea to make macaroons. So did Adrian. I don't think he came up with the idea to make little cakes. Did she make them?
Okay, there's only two people that I could think of that would do that, and that would be either Marinette or Master Fu. Because they've seen Master Fu make some soups before.
Yeah, but it's mostly just, for specific miraculous stuff. He's not quite as creative as Marinette
is. Yeah, as Marinette would be.
So, obviously, she gave it to him. I need to look at that box that he had again. Because if it's just a white box, that gives me nothing. But if it's, pink or something like that, then that might be a hint. I need to look at that box again. Okay, well, speaking of the power-ups, though, and I'm assuming this is what you were trying to do, let's talk about Frozer. Sadly, Frozer was canceled again. It was supposed to come in place of Anensai, but I'm okay with it. As long as I get an episode, I don't care. But Frozer is going to be the one where we get the new looks. It's kind of funny how Marinette, at the end of the Siren, she specified the ice one. She was like, I heard this one's icy or whatever she said. And now we're getting to see what they look like in the ice
foreshadowing
version. And I've seen what they look like. Have you seen what they look like?
I have not, actually.
Okay, well then I won't tell you. But I'll show you later.
Darn.
I'll show you later. I'm not a fan of the new design, though. I feel like they could have done more. Yes. It's very plain and simple, and I feel like they could have done a little bit more with it. I'll say I don't mind Plague's look. And I think if they had switched Frozer with Siren, we would have been a little more excited for the design. Because Frozer, compared to Siren's looks, just based off of looks, it's a lot less, to me anyway. There's just like a couple icicles here and there. Like, you know, I feel like they could have gone with like a whole snow print pattern and stuff like that. And I
instead
think
of
that
like
they
regular ladybug spots, they could do like little snowflake shaped spots.
Yeah, and I know that's probably a lot of work, so that's probably why they didn't do it. But I just feel like there could have been something more. And I think they frosted Adrian's hair. Or Cat Noir's hair.
Ooh.
But I don't know for sure because I couldn't tell from the thing. So that's going to be fun. I'm honestly interested to see how they look like fighting and how that exactly, are they just going to be immune to cold? Like, are they going to have some kind of icy thing happen? Because in Siren we saw that they could swim pretty well in water and they could breathe in water and, you know, whatever, water. Yay, water. But now we're going to the frozen water. Yay!
Well, let's see, because if you think about Siren, the entire city of Paris was flooded.
Right.
So for them to get a power-up, that Frozer character, akumatized villain.
Akumatized.
Be quiet. The akumatized villain, I don't know, it sounds like they're going to freeze over the entire city of Paris.
It's possible, and that actually makes me think of Stormy Weather, the very first episode, because they, in Frozer, in Stormy Weather, they had a bit of an icy path go, you know, and it was mostly focused on actual weather storms, but she made it hail, she made it an icy road, so they slipped, you know, so stuff like that happened. But, so I wonder if they're going to implement the whole literal, like, make the world an ice rink thing, or what's going to happen there. I don't know.
I would say whiteout.
A whiteout?
Yes, I'm going to guess that there's going to be a whiteout.
What's that mean?
Okay, so in up north America, like, where you see, like, Michigan and all that, all those states. I'm not the best at geography. Oh, well. It's fine. I'm a theater major. I don't do geography. But anyways, there ends up being so much snow that you get about 4 or 5 feet. I had a friend who lived in Michigan, and he said that this could happen in the winter, where you would not be able to see out your window because there'd be snow covering it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess that for Frozer is going to be a very extreme whiteout.
Huh. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And I wonder if they're going to be able to do something with that, like with the ice. Like if they're going to have any specific thing for ice other than just being able to live with the cold, or maybe are they just going to be able to walk on the cold too? Like, or walk on the ice without slipping?
Walk on the cold.
Walk on the cold ice without slipping. Shush. Anyway, so it's going to be interesting. Finally, we're going to talk about the last one, is Maledictator. Oh my gosh. This is another panel one. We got a lot more in the panel from this episode. We got practically the whole episode they read out, it felt like. And which makes me really excited to see what I missed, you know, what actually is going to be in the episode that they didn't read.
Do you know when this one is going to be released by any chance?
I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to go digging into the depths of the Miraculous fan base to go find it. I'm a constant YouTube watcher, and every time I get into my YouTube app, I use my phone more than my computer. There's always, and I wish I could know their names off the top of my head, little like charts and stuff that'll be up, little pictures that'll say, hey, these are the dates, this is when it's coming out, this is going to be on my channel, this is going to be on my channel. Okay. And so that's how I know, because I keep close tabs on that.
All right.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, and everybody gets their stuff from Twitter. So follow, you know, Miraculous Ladybug, Thomas Astruck, the family channel, you know, whoever you want to that would talk about Miraculous on Twitter, because
or anyone like Belle on Twitter, where they keep a countdown almost of Ladybug episodes and post about them like seconds before, like on the millisecond. Wow. Like not even second, like on the millisecond. Guys, it's out. Here's the link.
Wow. Yes. Yes. Okay, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about Maledictator now. Okay, so here's what we know about this one. All right, this is Andre, the mayor bourgeois, who is being akumatized because Chloe's mom is back, which we already know. Her mom is back.
And
that's
she's
a thing.
Leaving.
And she wants to leave because Chloe gets made fun of in school. Because I believe what it is that she says she knows Ladybug, like, personally, which I guess at this point she almost kind of does.
Yeah.
With how many times
they've had to rescue her.
It's honestly gotten to the point where it's like, Marinette, just leave her. Just gonna happen.
You can tell
again.
she wants to.
Right?
Like,
every time you're just like, oh my gosh, why?
The annoyance in the back of her eye.
I'm like, why do you have to keep saving her? Like, that was the first person you saved, literally. That was the first person she saved. And now she has to keep saving her. I'm like, let Adrian do it. He actually likes her.
Up to a point.
Not like that. I mean,
up to a point.
He likes her as a friend, not like that, as we've seen several times.
And he's the only one that's really affected
by her leaving.
Because everyone is like, yay, Chloe's leaving.
Him
oh my gosh.
And her dad, obviously. I mean, he gets akumatized over it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, as far as, like, the students in the school.
Yeah, the students, everybody else is celebrating, and Adrian's really sad about it. He doesn't want Chloe to leave because, when, misdone quote, but general idea quote, when I was younger and didn't go to school and had no friends, she was the only one that was my friend. And they were friends, and that's the point, is that they were friends when they were little, and she was his only friend. And so he is really sad that she is leaving like this, and not leaving because she's happy, but leaving because she's mad and sad at everybody else. So he is not happy, and so I don't know. Honestly, it's going to be interesting because Marinette's now got to deal with Adrian being sad that Chloe's leaving. And actually, now that I think about it, maybe that kind of cues in. Maybe this episode kind of keys into whatever Style Queen's got going.
Yeah.
Because it's possible that
these are 2 episodes where we see Chloe's mom. Now, if you, like, for most of the show, I thought her mother was just, like, out of the picture. They weren't going to introduce her at all. And then you showed me the Style Queen spoiler trailer. I'm like, oh, she actually does have a mother who is
there.
There. I'm
somewhat
there.
I
was going to say, like, relatively active, but I'm like, not even that. No. We just know she exists.
And now we've seen her.
Yes.
Now, then again, because this might not actually cue into it. I don't know. This is going to be a weird thing because we know Marinette is very excited about Chloe leaving. We also know that she doesn't know in Style Queen that her mom's around.
Yeah. Because
one of the first things she says is she's like, oh no, it's Audrey Bourgeois, I didn't know she was going to be here, So the fact that she didn't know, whether she didn't know she was going to be at that specific event, or she didn't know she was going to be in Paris, period. So it's going to be interesting, because I don't know how exactly Maledictator is going to deal with Style Queen. I don't know which one's coming out first, but
both of them are going to be regarding, well, we get clips on what Chloe's parental situation is like.
Right, and that's kind of a sad situation. That's where I kind of start feeling a little bit bad for her, because she's handed everything foot and toe, or whatever you want to say. I don't know. That was a really weird saying I just made up. Okay, but yeah, she's handed everything from her dad, and her mom expects everything to be handed to her, and we see in the Style Queen episode that she very much takes after her mom.
Oh yes,
because of the utterly ridiculous little thing we get going from her mother, and who we very much know is as Chloe's line. So we know that she acts like her mother.
That is just Chloe summarized as a person.
Yeah, honestly.
Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. But,
oh my.
But yeah, so it's going to be interesting because, her mom, like any child, really, I think, wants to be able to look up to one of their parents, especially their mothers. They want that approval from their moms.
That they're doing everything right in life.
Right, and that they're doing the right thing, and they want the approval.
They don't want disappointment.
So, and I think that's what Chloe's kind of dealing with, is that she believes that she's rich, which means that, well, I mean, she is rich, but she believes that because she's rich, she has to portray the same persona and attitude that she sees her mother doing. She probably doesn't understand that Adrian, who's also very rich, comes from a wealthy family, doesn't do this.
He brings in a lot of money, being that very attractive supermodel, I might add, even if he's a 14, 15-year-old boy. But it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. If you think about it, it came out like 3 years ago now. Happy birthday, Miraculous, the other day. But it came out 3 years ago. So if you do, it's 3
we're not
plus,
creepy stalkers
plus 15,
about it, we promise.
He's almost legal. It's okay.
We're college sophomores, by the way, so.
Yeah, that's not okay at all. Anyway,
it's fine.
It's fine.
Just as long as you're not being a creepy stalker.
Yeah.
We're just admiring a fictional
we're
character.
Admiring him, and
that's another thing. He's a fictional character.
Yeah, so it's fine. Just think about it. Just think about it. Just don't think about it. Maybe don't think about it. Maybe. Anyway, actually, yeah. I wanted to also talk about his mom, because here's my problem, and this is kind of a Plague problem too. So he steals the book, right?
Oh yes.
Here's the thing: his mom in that safe, his mom's portrait's in the safe. The Peacock Miraculous is in the safe, as well as the book. Plague, I don't understand this. Plague goes in there. He can clearly see the Peacock Miraculous. He sees the book. The only reason he seems to grab the book is just because he's, being Plague and not really showing interest in it. He's just like, oh, old book.
Yes.
That and the fact that that was what they went in there for in the first place. And it could be that was his kind of way of being like, oh my gosh, I reckon that Tiki in him, I recognize that book, I need to see that book now. Yes. It could have been the same thing. The only difference is he couldn't take him to Master Fu because he doesn't even know who Master Fu is. Meanwhile, Marinette has at least been introduced to him. So it's kind of, I think, a little bit of that into it.
I don't know. I think Plague may know who it is because Master Fu held on to him.
Well, yeah, no, I know.
Adrian.
He knows who Master Fu is, but Adrian doesn't.
I see.
So, Marinette does. So, it's a little bit of a different thing. I don't know. It's just introducing the character is different for Marinette than it would have been for Adrian. But, Master Fu, by the way, totally trolls Marinette. When Tiki is sick, he's like, oh, I see my ladybug has come in. My chosen ladybug has come in distressed because Tiki is sick.
What type of cat did you say this was?
I'm a mess with her. And the poor Marinette, she's just like,
right, cat. This is a cat.
Yeah,
a cat that could
fit in the chew. That
flies. That could fit in the palm of my hand and has spots on it like a ladybug. It's a cat.
It's a cat. That's what it is. No, but he just totally trolls her. He's like, what type of cat did you say this was? She's like, ah. I can just imagine that Waz is in the background just like face palming and shaking his head like, what are you doing to her? But
really, I get that you're old, but
come on.
This joke is old.
All right. Well,
even for you.
To wrap things up, I just want to say real quick that it's weird that Plague sees the peacock and does not take it, mention it, anything. He could have retrieved it. I don't understand why he doesn't.
I feel like, though, if he did, Adrian would ask him a lot of questions because...
Well, it would have been fine at that point. That's one Miraculous retrieved.
Yeah, but we noticed that there's not a lot of information given to Adrian about what the Kwamis mean. Yeah. Like how significant they are of having them all together.
But now Master Fu is going to be giving Chinese lessons to to Adrian. So now is Plague going to finally be like, hey, I know where that Miraculous is? I don't think so, because No, I don't think so, because we see another villain, Peacock, who we don't know who that is yet. And there's rumors being that it's going to be his mom. I don't know about this because I just don't know what's happened to his mom. I don't know if she's gone forever. I don't know if she's
We don't know if she's passed.
back.
We don't know if she's still alive. We have just
no
idea where she is.
We literally have
how she is.
No information on her. So it's going to be kind of weird. Honestly, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be weird, I think. And
Definitely
when we get to the Heroes Day,
Adrian.
and when we get to the Heroes Day trilogy and the Queen Wasp trilogy and whatever, the very end of Volume 2 episodes, I think that's where it's going to really like hit us in the heart and be like really, really.
That's the life of a fangirl.
Yeah.
You never get to enjoy your fandom that long because once it starts really getting good, your heart gets ripped into shreds.
It doesn't work. Okay.
Why?
Because it hates us, that's why. All right, so that's going to be it for our podcast today. This has been so much fun. We're really excited. This is our first one, so hopefully our next one is going to be Ruby based, which
I'm so excited about that. Yay!
RWBY. I know there's another show called Ruby that's spelled like, the actual stone.
We're talking
about the Rooster Teeth Ruby, which is
the Rooster Teeth non-anime, because it is not an anime, and I will fight you on that in the next episode for those of you who think that it is, because it's not.
We'll talk about that then. For all you Miraculous lovers out there,
we hope you enjoyed this episode.
We are so happy, and give us a pound it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, pound it! All right, we'll see y'all next episode. Bye-bye.